Welcome to Herbally Yours, an adventure into the world of natural medicine. Here is your host, Dr. Ellen Kamai, the natural nurse who will help you take the leap to ultimate wellness.
And greetings. Thank you so much for joining me, Ellen Kamai, the natural nurse, for another edition of Herbally Yours on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Herbally Yours brings you the latest information about the many facets in the world of natural living. Today, we have as our guest an ex-Long Islander, as a matter of fact, who is now a national and international personality, and he is the #1 best-selling author and has presented to the White House Alternative Medicine Commission and Johns Hopkins University. And this is Swami Tirtha. At the age of 10, Swami began having spiritual experiences that altered his life in many ways. And he is a well-known author of books on Ayurvedic medicine, including the Ayurvedic Encyclopedia, and a new book that I have right here with me called the Ayurveda Primer. Very easy start-out book for you who might want to learn a little bit about this ancient science. And also, he is teaching a lot online about how to interface with your angels and what that might mean. So thank you so much for joining me today, Swami.
Oh, it's a great pleasure to be here with you, Ellen.
Now, tell me about your new project, an up-and-coming television show.
Yes, I have probably about a season and a half of shows taped already. The premise is that I interview some conscious thought leader, somebody who wants to help the world, some entrepreneur, and to talk to them about a time where their angels or their intuition or their higher source or God, whatever they call it, gave them some advice, and they took it, and in doing so, they had miracles happen in their life. They had big transformations. Their life turned around. And the goal of the show is airing in 165 countries. So people around the world will start to see that, look how we don't have to wait for people. There's no middleman or middlewoman involved. We can connect with something higher or greater than us in spirit and get really wise guidance and improve our lives, whether it's our health or our relationships or our career or our spiritual connection. And so that's the goal of the show. When enough people can improve their lives from grassroots, we can actually develop world peace because everybody feels that connection to spirit.
So that's something that if anyone ever watched, let's say, the evangelical shows on Sunday morning or something on TV, I would say they're saying a very similar thing.
Yes. When I just talked with the pastor last night, and she was talking about even how she talked about her sermon from Easter, and how the message is go to the light and receive the light, and you become one with God. And you talk to, so Jesus died and was reborn, he said. So it's the same thing, that there's life after life. There is spirit, there's angels, there is intuition. Well, everybody has a different take on it, which is fine. But all I'm saying is connect with that for yourself, and your life can really improve in amazing ways.
So if someone related to it as what you're talking about, talking with our angels, that it could be for some people the vision of actually a winged being of some kind,
yes,
or any other representation of what would be a spiritual connection for them.
Exactly right. The reason I think that the angels talk to me, because they said, we want you to reach out and help people in mass. And people, by speaking in terms of religion, there have been wars fighting over who is God, is the right God. But you know what, Ellen? There's never been a war about angels. Everybody in every culture and every religion has some form of angels that they believe in. So why not use that as the welcome mat, as the universal key to bring people to whatever their inner harmony and love and joy and enlightenment?
That's a very interesting point, Swami, because I did not know that. I would say when I was about 40, which is a long time ago already, found out that angels were part of Judaism, teachings of Judaism. I thought they were only in Christianity because, of course, in Jews we don't have statues of angels in the temple there, but it's discussed in the literature in depth.
Yes, big time.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all. So that's
and if you go to India, because somebody from India said to me, "Well, how can you believe in angels?" And I said, "Well, you have what you call devas, Krishna and Vishnu and Hanuman and Ganesh. It's just another term for angels, devas. So it's replete in virtually every culture. They just may use different words for it."
Now, I know as a prolific author that one of your very popular books that's been around for years is the Encyclopedia of Ayurveda. Is that the name of it exactly?
Yeah, the Ayurveda Encyclopedia, right.
And that it is now being translated into many other languages. You shared that with me.
We just got it it's being translated into Spanish right now, which is probably the second largest or third largest language in the world, so I'm very excited. There's so many people, Spanish-speaking countries, that are Ayurveda is very big there, so it's a really great fit.
It is, and it's such a useful text for anyone who, you have great information in there and sort of questionnaires about how people can see which body type there are. In more of a Western sense, there are body types, like ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph.
Exactly.
But they're much more elucidated within the Ayurvedic system. It's just that they're called doshas.
Dosha, for simplistic words, it's your constitution. It's your body makeup. It's like if you're going to, I want to say Robert Hall, that ages me it shows you how old I am because nobody's ever heard of Robert Hall. It's a men's clothing store, the Men's Warehouse, wherever, and you go there, a man or a woman, and you get a tailor-made suit where it just fits you exactly right instead of off the shelf, and there's a huge difference. And it's the same thing with Ayurveda. It says, well, not everybody has their own digestive process. Everybody has their own needs. And broccoli helps one person and may cause gas for another person. Onions may help one person and cause heartburn for another. And so the constitution, this Vedic or this mystic vision of how foods and activities, or even aromatherapies and color therapies, how they fit for who you are. So you're getting this tailor-made wellness system. It's just so exciting.
Well, your new book is a smaller book, the Ayurvedic Primer.
Right.
Why did you come out with this book in addition to the Ayurvedic Encyclopedia?
Yeah, it's a funny question because it's a good question. It's funny how it happened that I actually wrote that book for my students. I certify students to be Ayurvedic practitioners. And they've got this whole huge forest of the Ayurveda Encyclopedia. And what I said was, you know what, to make it simple, these are the main questions that people have asked me over the past 40 years. And let me just give them to you. And when you talk to your clients about meditation, here's a couple of guided meditations you can do for them. Here's your food plans. Everything is there. And then just in the last few years, I got the message from my angels that said, well, give this to everybody. Make this available to everybody. And I just learned just about a week or two ago from my friends in California that there's this whole new resurgence in interest in Ayurveda in the out west, on the West Coast. And so it's a perfect time for that book to come out, and people can these are the questions they're asking, so why not answer them directly? And then they can go further from there.
I'd like to remind our listeners that you're listening to Herbally Yours right here on WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. I'm Ellen Kamai, the natural nurse, and my guest today is Swami Tirtha, and you can find him real easy to remember, orangecowboy.com. Where did that name come from, Orange Cowboy, Swami?
Orange Cowboy, I go to this camp, this school out western New York called Lilydale. And Lilydale teaches mediumship and all sorts of other metaphysical things. And I wear all orange from head to toe, from an orange cowboy hat to orange shirt and pants and shoes and sneakers. And people started saying, hey, look, there's the orange cowboy, and they made them laugh and make them feel so happy. I said, you know what? Why don't I use that? Because it makes people happy. So I wear orange because it's the color of joy for me, and also because I'm a monk in a tradition from India where they wear orange in clothing. So I honor both the Eastern and the Western cultures that way.
That's a great description. I like that, and very easy to remember, because trying to write down while people are driving in their car right now, right. Swami Tirtha may not be so easy, but Orange Cowboy you can understand.
That's right.
So that's great. Now, this little book, I think it's very, very handy. I know you have, if people go to the website, there's something they can download in terms of, well, perhaps I would call it meditation music or sound therapy.
I love helping people, Ellen, and so as soon as they go to my website, they can download a Tibetan bowl meditation. There are these bells, they're bowls made of metal, and each one, there are 7 of them, one for each energy center or chakra. And I play them with the intention of bringing peace and energy and vision and enlightenment. And so you could download it and listen to it, and it just washes over you, and people just love it. It's like it meditates for you. So it's my gift. So just go there and sign up and get it.
Now, the different bowls, each of them have a particular tone?
Well, they're supposedly vibrating at a different key, so each key relates to a different chakra.
And just tell us what chakras are, because not everyone knows.
Sure. Chakras are energy centers in the body. So the navel would be one, the heart would be one, the throat would be one. Some people have heard of the third eye. So those are some of the chakras. And basically it's like outlets, spiritual outlets. So you plug your lamp in your house into an energy center called an outlet. And our body has these different outlets, and they relate to the different organs in some of the organs or systems in the body. And they control certain health issues, as well as like the throat helps you with your speaking voice, and then your third eye helps you with your intuition, things like that. That would be a pretty general way.
Now, if someone comes or calls you, I know you do a lot of online consultations, how would you figure out where to start? Because a lot of people are in a vast array of imbalanced areas.
Where to start with their health, you're talking about?
Yes. Or their psyche, whatever you think would be
psychic.
First.
Yeah, well, I think probably the biggest question people ask is, how do I know what my life purpose is? And I start there because when we feel purposeful, we're healthy, we're energized, we're in our flow. And if you have a reason to do things, if you have a passion for things, life just is more fun and more meaningful, and you really accomplish a lot. And a lot of times, even in Ayurveda, they say certain illnesses are due to a lack of life purpose. So it becomes more of a spiritual attunement first, and then the physical and emotional issues take care of themselves once we're attuned with our purpose.
Well, thank you for that. And we're going to take a little break right here. I'd like to remind you are listening to Herbally Yours on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Listen live online at nccradio.org or on iHeartRadio. For more information on today's guest or topic, email us at whpc@ncc.edu. Stay tuned. Herbally Yours. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And thank you for joining us today here on Herbally Yours. And I'd love to invite you to join us The many classes and workshops that we have, you can find them at naturalnurse.com.